Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be going through my latest prediction for the 2024 Senate elections. I've already characterized all the safe and likely states. We'll be going through each of the states that have yet to be characterized and giving them a characterization of whether or not I think that it will be a Republican seat or Democratic seat. Right off the bat, Republicans are at 50 Senate seats, including the likely seats of Nebraska and Texas and Florida. Nebraska is kind of an interesting situation. There is an independent who is running against the Republican there, so it will most likely not be a Democratic pickup. The independent may caucus with the Democrats in the event where he wins, but it will probably be nonetheless a Republican victory. Nebraska is pretty safe red. But anyhow, so Nebraska is interesting. Democrats have tried to put some energy into Texas and Florida, but at the end of the day, these two states are, well, they're the easiest options for Democratic pickup. They're still really hard for Democrats to be able to win the state. It might be a close margin. I do think that the election will be closer in Florida than it was on the Senate level than it was in 2022. But for now, we'll be going through each of these swing states. So we start out with the state of Nevada. In Nevada, I think that this will most likely remain in Democratic hands. It's a pretty well-liked incumbent that is running for re-election, if I remember correctly. The tilt characterization. But for now, I'm going to give this state actually as a lean blue rating. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but for now, that's the characterization I'm going to give it. Then, next up, we will go to the state of Arizona. In Arizona, I'm going to give this as a similar rating. I think that the Democrat Rumgallo is probably going to do pretty well in the election here in Arizona. So we're going to give that as, I did not mean to do that. We're going to give that as a lean blue rating. So we have 50 seats for the Democrats to 45. So I forgot to mention the state of West Virginia will already be a flip for the Republicans. They're able to pick up one seat. This is Joe Manchin's old seat, and he is not running for re-election. And even if he was, he would most likely lose. It's just West Virginia has become a very deep red state. But for now, we'll get back to the swing states. So in the state of Wisconsin, I think that this is going to be a seat that remains in Democratic hands as well. This is Tammy Baldwin's seat. She's a very well-liked incumbent, and her Republican challenger isn't very, I guess, well-liked is an option of words to use, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But at the end of the day, I do think it will remain in Democratic hands. And then we get to the state of Michigan. This is most likely also going to be in Democratic hands, but for now I'm going to give it just a tilt rating on the Democratic side. I do think that it will maybe be a little bit closer than some people are projecting. I do think that the Democrat will probably be able to end up, but it will be by I would guess, narrow margin. And I do think that the state will go blue on the presidential level, and if it does, it is probably more likely to go blue on the Senate level in my latest prediction. And then we'll go to the state of, we'll come back to Ohio. We'll go to the state of Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, this is Bob Casey's seat, and this seat is most likely going to be remaining in Democratic hands. So that is going to be another lean blue rating for the Democrats. And next up, we will be going to the state of, we'll go to the state of Montana. In Montana, I think this is going to be the second pickup for the Republicans. The first being West Virginia. So, did a full lap there. So I think that this will most likely be a lean Republican state. It is going to be close, but I don't think that the Democratic incumbent, Jon Tester, will be able to win re-election. I think that there just won't be enough split ticket voting because Montana is certainly going red on the presidential level. I don't think there'll be enough split ticket voting for the Democrat, Jon Tester, to be able to win on the Senate level. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but for now, that's the prediction I am going for that. And then we will get to the state of Ohio. In Ohio, this is most likely to be the closest, one of the closest, probably the closest state of the 2024 elections. And interestingly enough, so my prediction is a little bit different than what the 270 map has, but if you were to reset the map, well, I'll characterize the state of Ohio first. I think that this is going to, I believe this is a change in direction of how I predicted the state, how it would go last time. but similar to the state of, Ohio is a slightly more Democratic-friendly state than Montana, but I do think that there will just not be enough split ticket voting. I think Trump will probably win the state of Ohio by 8 to 10 points. And I don't think there will be enough split ticket voting for the Democrat Sherrod Brown to be able to win re-election. But he's the incumbent, and he's a pretty well-liked incumbent. And the polls have him up, but I just find it hard to believe that there will be enough split ticket voting for the Democrat Sherrod Brown to be able to win re-election. But as I was saying before, it's kind of interesting if you reset the map to the 270 to win just base map. The only state it has as a swing state is the state of Ohio. The 270 to win map thinks that Michigan will probably be a more of an advantage for the Democrats, and will be a win for I believe her name was Elisa Slotkin, and they also characterize the state of Montana. That agrees with my calculation, or with my characterization. And then in the state of Ohio, really the closest state, and the one, it'll still be a Republican hand. The Senate will still be a Republican majority, even without the state of Montana, but that will just be enough to really solidify it for a while. But anyhow, that was my prediction. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.